I want to tell you about 5 proven marketing strategies that have worked for me in last 18 years. But remind you, they will sound silly at first, but I want you to hear them out in their entirety before you knock any of them out. After you hear me out, then maybe you can go and try them in your business and see how your business rises to the top.
Welcome to the one and only Gas Station Business 101 podcast, where you can learn all the secrets about how to start and operate a gas station business successfully and make money. This podcast is brought to you by the good folks at GSB Academy Publishing Company. And now, here is your host, Shabbir Hossain.
Welcome to Gas Station Business 101 podcast. I'm your host, Shabbir Hossain, and this is episode number 56. This is the show where we discuss how to run, start, and grow a gas station business successfully. And I give you an inside look at many real-life case studies so you can follow and see a success in your business. Today, I want to talk about 5 proven how? Because I've tried it and I've tested them and they have worked for me for many years. So these 5 strategies that I've tried and tested it in my own business, I want to share them with you today in this episode. And as I said at the beginning, most of these ideas will sound silly at first because they really do sound silly. And that's why you may think, what is he talking about? But as I said, if you hear me out and if you hear those ideas before you knock them or before you judge them, listen to the whole episode and then you can decide. You may not want to try all 5 of them, but what if you try just 1 or 2 or 3 and see if that helps your business? It could be that you've already tried 1 or 2 or you're still trying 1 or 2 of these ideas and maybe you're seeing success already. But for those of you that haven't tried any of these so-called silly ideas, let's get into it and let's see how silly they are and how and if they will work for your business. Just one disclaimer that not every marketing strategy works for every business. If that was the case, then there should be just 1 or 2 ideas of marketing that would work for everybody. But since we know the market and the demographics are different everywhere, so it varies from area to area, from country to country, from state to state, from city to city, and from neighborhood to neighborhood. Something may work very well for me that may not work well for you, or vice versa. So, as I said, all of these 5 may not work for you, but maybe 1 or 2 will hit a home run. You never know. So, let's get into it and let's see what these 5 ideas or strategies rather are. The first strategy is know your customer. And I will explain each and every one of these in a little bit later, but let me list them all first. The first one, as I said, is know your customers. Number 2, give them something for free. Number 3, feed them for free. Give them free food. You may be thinking, what is he talking about giving them free food? I don't even have food. Well, hear me out and I will get to it in a minute. So number 3 is feed them for free sometimes. Number 4, support your local community. Number 5, give out candy to kids. See, they all sounded silly because I'm asking you to feed your customers for free. I'm asking you to give them something for free. I'm asking you to support your local community and asking you to give candies to the kids, again, for free. And again, number 1 was know your customer. Well, you may say, I know all of my customers. They come here every day. But let's get into each and every one of these and let's analyze and see what I meant by these 5 strategies. Okay, number 1, as I said, know your customer. Well, if you're in your store many hours, or if one of your employee is there for a while, I'm sure they know the name of pretty much all of the customers that come through. But does that mean they really know these people? What I mean by knowing your customer is know their personal preferences. If they have kids, if they have family, if there is somebody sick in their family, and next time they come, think about this. If you say, John, how is your son doing? That makes a difference. You may know his name. You may know he has a son. You may know his son has been suffering from, let's say, the flu or whatever it is. If you simply ask them how they're doing, that makes a huge, huge difference. Let's say another customer that comes through there every day or every other day, older gentleman or a lady that you know she or he has a problem with one of their legs that they can hardly walk. If you see them next time and tell them, hey, next time you come, if you just honk your horn, I can come out there and pump your gasoline for you. That way you don't have to get out of the car. That is something they will remember for years to come. Simple thing, very small, minor thing. You're not giving them anything. You're offering your service to your customers. Similarly, if one person comes there every morning and you know they buy a cup of coffee and maybe a pack of cigarettes, a specific type of cigarettes, of course. Let's say as soon as he walks in, you notify him that, hey, I knew you're coming, so the coffee is fresh. We just made it. And you grab his pack of cigarette ahead of him coming to the countertop. When he approaches the counter, you already have his cigarette. Then that makes him feel important because he knows you remembered what he likes, what he wants. That saves him time and energy, and it makes him feel special. See, these are the things that do not cost anything, but it makes people want to come visit your store because they feel special. If I walk into a store and let's say I buy one certain candy bar every day and maybe one pack of cigarette, when I approach the counter, that cashier says, hey, how come you didn't get your Snicker bar today? That means she or he remembered that I buy the same thing every day. Then I may say, hey, I don't feel like having a candy today, or I still have my candy that I bought yesterday. But whatever the reason or whatever the answer I give them, it makes me feel special. That means they are paying attention to my preferences. And 9 out of 10, when a person feels that special, even if you charge 10 cents higher on a candy bar or a 15 cents higher on a cigarette pack, they will come back to you. Because to customers, they value a friendship, a respect more than that 10 or 15 cents difference. Because there may be another retailer within a mile from you that they pass through every day that they can go get it for 15 cents cheaper, but they don't get that personalized service. Trust me when I say this, I've tested it over time and I'm telling you this. If you buy a business and you think I need to rock in this business and the way I will do it is by knocking or slashing my prices, I'm going to be lower than anybody else and I will be the best business person in this community and I'll have the highest sales volume in the community. That's not going to work very well because always remember there will always be somebody with a deeper pocket than what you have. And once they see that you're slashing your prices, they will slash it even more. They will reduce their prices even more, go lower than you. So they will make sure you go out of business before they do. To me, that's a very slippery slope. You don't want to go down that slope. And my theory has always been, I will not compete on price, but I will compete on services where it makes a difference. Yes, there are customers always that are price driven, but you don't want those customers to be your loyal customers because their only loyalty is to the savings that they get. Yes, it's a percentage of population. Any country you go are that way, where they're price driven. But you want the customers that are local, that are loyal to you, regardless of pricing. Now, if let's say your gasoline is at $2 a gallon, and everybody else around you is $1.50. Then regardless how loyal your customers are, if the difference is that high, they will most likely go somewhere else. So no, I'm not saying that you can charge whatever, but if you stay within reasonably decent margin, let's say 5 cents, 7 cents, 10 pennies, whatever, yes, they will still come to you. But don't give them a reason to go somewhere else by jacking your price way too high, where it's a difference that they can see. Let's say 50 cents on a gallon of gas is a huge difference. If somebody buys 20 gallons of gas, that's a savings of $10. And anybody, regardless how loyal they are, they will see that difference. And they know $10 is $10. So they will go somewhere else. So don't give them that reason. Don't jack up your price way too high. Stay within reason. Stay within something that they can handle. But know your customer. Know their preferences. Try to help them time to time. Let's say the other day I walked into a store of our own, and one lady bought 5 bottles of wine and 7 or 8 bottles of 2-liter soda. They were having a party. And when the cashier bagged all of those bottles, I knew that the lady was going to have problem carrying those into the car. And the cashier asked, "Ma'am, would you need my help?" Even though she was by herself. And the lady said, No, you're here by yourself, so I'll make 3 trips. But when I walked in, I said, "Ma'am, just go open the door and let me bring all this to your car." And then I chit-chatted with her, and I found out that she comes there every day and every other day. And I told her, I said, "If you're always buying this many bottles of wine, why don't we make you offer you some kind of discount? So if you don't have to go anywhere else, and you know you'll get the best pricing. And if I know when you're coming, I'll make sure somebody's here to carry all this in your car, so you don't have to do all this every time." And she appreciated that, and she thanked me, and she said she got the phone number for the store, and she said, "I will let you know next time I come. I'll call the cashier ahead of time and I'll let them know." You see, what I did is by carrying her stuff to her car and by offering a mini discount, what I did is I later on just told the manager that we need to just discount every bottle of wine by 50 cents, not on 2-liter soda because there is not enough margin on that. But wine, we have 30-35% margin. So I told them that every bottle they should discount by 50 cents. But if she buys more than 10 bottles, discounted by 75 cents. And that made her feel special. So I know she will be coming back every time to buy her wine and soda and whatever other needs that she has that we can fulfill. For example, fuel, and if she smokes, then tobacco, cigarettes, drinks, and other stuff. So doing this type of mini services can assure you a loyal customer. It doesn't take more than a minute for you to do this. But once you do it, it makes you feel good, makes them feel even better. But at the end, you gain somebody as a customer that will be loyal to you for a long time until you give them a reason not to be loyal. Number 2, give them something for free. Yes, for free. What is it that you're going to give them for free? Well, I think I've mentioned this when we spoke about marketing. Many episodes ago, I've done few episodes just on marketing because that's my passion and that's my background, that's my education. So I'm passionate about marketing. But in this instance, which is give them something for free. Well, what do you think you should give your customers for free? And do you do it all the time? No. This is how I do it. For example, mostly on cigarettes, what we do is we have some cheap lighters that cost us 5 to 7 cents a piece. So what we do is we offer anybody buys 2 packs or 3 packs, depending on the store. If the store sells a lot of cigarettes, then we do 3-pack special. And I put a sign that says, buy any 3-pack cigarettes and get a lighter for free. The stores that do not sell a lot of cigarettes, and I want to promote cigarettes, I will say, buy 2-pack of cigarettes and get a lighter for free. See, in this case, people think, well, I buy a pack every day, so why don't I buy 2 packs today and get a lighter for free? Because the word free means a lot. And that is the biggest marketing gimmick that people have been trying and testing and proven. It's been proven that is the word that works the best. When you walk into a mall or big store and you see buy one, get one free in your grocery store, I guarantee you, instead of your regular brand, you may just buy that brand because it says buy one, get one free, or buy this and get this free. So that is a strategy that has been tested over time for many, many years. And everybody knows in marketing that the word free works more than anything else, regardless what it is. So why don't you try that? Because remember this, a lot of the big corporations have a price promotion where they say, buy one pack of Marlboro for, let's say, $5. But when you buy 3-pack, we charge you $4.85. So they're giving away 15 cents each pack or 10 cents each pack. So at the end, if they're selling 3 packs, they're discounting it by 30 cents. But in your case, you're only discounting it by 5 to 7 cents. So to me, that is a bigger value because I'm giving out less, but I'm gaining customers at the same time. For example, Christmas time, like right now, it's cold outside. And a lot of times what I do is for the beer drinkers, I ordered usually 100, 150 beer huggers. You know, the ones that beer cozy beer huggers, the one that you put your beer and it keeps the beer cold. So even in the cold weather, if I know there are some beer drinkers, time to time, I tell my cashier, don't give the same person 2 beer huggers, but if you see one that you haven't given out, when they buy, let's say, a 12-pack of beer or 6-pack of beer, give them a beer hugger. And it's even better if the beer hugger has your name on it or your store's name on it. And you can get this printed by going to eBay or somewhere, and they do sell beer huggers in bulk where you can send them a logo and they will print it just for you. And you can order 1,000 at a time and give it out to different times of the year. Or if you have multiple stores, you can just give each store 200 and it will last them maybe 3-4 months. But see, that's benefiting you 2 ways. One is it's getting your name out. And second thing is your customers are going to appreciate getting something for free because that's the surprise people like. When you go to a store, you buy something, you don't expect anything else. You just want to pay and get out. But if the cashier turns around and hands you something, whatever it is, let's say candy or beer hugger, a lighter, and says, sir, this is for you as a gift. Thank you for shopping with us. That will make you feel special. Trust me, it will make them feel special, regardless what you're giving them. Now, don't give out a 5-cent candy ball or candy, those cheap candies, 5 cents candy, 10 cents candy. Don't do that. Give them something meaningful. Even if it's a keychain with your name on it or your store's name on it. Whatever it is, if you can offer them something for free, time to time, that will make them feel special. But now, there is a problem. When I suggested this to somebody, they followed through, but they were giving a beer hugger to each and every customer every day. So let's say most of your customers are repeat. So let's say the guy that comes in buys a 6-pack of Budweiser every day. If you give him a beer hugger for 3 days in a row, the 4th day, when he comes in, he will be expecting you to give him another beer hugger because the last 3 days he got one. See, don't make it a habit because that's when it's not fun anymore. It becomes an expectation. Once it becomes an expectation, that's when you can even lose a customer because the 4th day when they said, no, we ran out, we don't have it anymore, and we gave you 3 of them last 3 days, he may get mad and say, well, last 3 days you gave me one, so I promised my friend or whoever that when I get today's, I will give it to him. Now you don't have any. You see, is the surprise element has been taken away because you made it a habit. So if you do this type of promotion, best thing to do is to train your employees in a way that they know who has gotten one first. And if they don't, they can even ask, say, sir, we're giving away some beer huggers, one to each customer. Did you get one yesterday or day before yesterday? If they say, yes, we did, then no, don't give it out. If they say, no, I didn't because I wasn't here last 2 days, give one. And there are some people who will lie to get one more. That's fine. But they at least will understand that this is not something that they will expect every time they come to your store. Number 3, feed them free. What do I mean by that? You don't even have a deli in your store. How can you feed your customers for free? Well, this is how I do it. I don't feed my customers every day. But what I do is, let's say this is Thanksgiving time, or this is Christmas, or 4th of July. In events like this, or days such as this, when I would go and buy a big turkey that is already roasted, and some potato salad, some bread, and chips, dips, and things like that, I may spend $100 for the store that do not have a deli. And I would set up a small table and decorate the table and lay the food out, put some small, very small disposable plates, and then have a cashier assigned to that table for, let's say, day before Thanksgiving, or if we're open, the day of Thanksgiving. But I usually try to do it the day before Christmas and Thanksgiving, where I would fix small plates where there might be one small turkey slice, a couple of crackers, some chips, maybe a bread, maybe some potato salads, whatever I decide to do or my manager decides to do. And we will offer that free to any customer that wants it. But we will do it in a way where it looks neat, clean, and sanitized. I'm not having my employee dip their hand into the potato salads and whatnot. There are spoons, there are serving spoons, and I teach them that one serving goes here, and the turkey has to be sliced this way, and which I already bring sliced. And they would wear gloves, and they will make sure they don't touch anything with bare hand. And I usually even put an apron on whoever is serving the food, so it looks like it's being served from a restaurant. Yes, I don't feed them every day, only on special occasions. But let's say we just bought a store. We may do this on the grand opening day, where I may have a roller grill where there are a lot of hot dogs, and I may just give out free hot dogs. But that's a different story. But for ongoing businesses, where you own that business for a while, if you do this, not every customer that walks through that door will pick up a plate, because some people don't want to do that. They don't want to eat something they don't know, or they just are not hungry. But there are people who will come in and say, "Oh, you got food here. Why?" "Well, tomorrow is Thanksgiving or tomorrow is Christmas. So we just want to celebrate." That makes them feel special. That makes them feel like they're part of your family, because you're sharing something that people usually do not share with strangers. And then once we give them the food, we don't offer them free drinks though. They can buy their own drinks. And then we say either, Happy Thanksgiving or Merry Christmas. Trust me, they will go tell 10 people that day that, I went to that corner store and they were feeding people for free. And the food was actually good, because I buy stuff that are good quality. I don't buy something very cheap. So the turkey that I would buy or the potato salad that I would buy, I will make sure that they taste good. And as I said, I may spend $100 on it. To me, that's a promotional cost. But it brings people in. Doesn't mean that once I start feeding, 100 people will show up. And if they do, whatever food I have, I'll feed them. And once I run out, I ran out. Because I'm not a restaurant, I'm not selling the food, so nobody can get mad at me for running out. But at least the word will spread that, hey, that corner store was feeding people some good stuff. Which people are going to be like, what, a gas station was offering food for free? Strange, right? Well, it is strange, but in a nice way. That's what I mean by feeding people. Number 4, support your local community. What do I mean by that? Do you need to go start picking trash around your parking lot and around the neighborhood? No. Well, in your parking lot, of course, you should keep it clean as always. But what I mean by supporting your local community is, I'm sure you have a church, you have a baseball group or team rather. You may have a soccer field. Whatever you have in your community, support them. Let's say, in my case, there is a church in one of the stores, and I offered them food and drinks once a month for 3 months. So Sunday, I asked the pastor how many attendees they usually have, and he said about 40. So I send them, let's say, 10 2-liter bottles of soda, big few bags of chips. And again, I asked them what else do they like, and they said, some other snacks items. I don't exactly remember what I did or what food I bought, but let's say I spent about $75, $80. And I did it for 3 months, one Sunday each month. What ended up happening is everybody that went to that church became my loyal customers for years. Why? Because they saw that I was supporting their community. Because when they saw the food after their services, the pastor mentioned that this food came from that corner store. They were like, why would they offer food? Well, they're part of community and they wanted to support us. That's why they're bringing food. And they will do that for 3 months, once every month on a Sunday. And you won't believe that a lot of the people started coming to the store to thank us for giving them that food. Then the baseball, there is a kids baseball team in another store. It's a local community baseball team. And one time the coach told me that they were having money crisis to buy the jersey that the kids wear. And I asked him, I said, how much money are you short? And he said about $25 or something. And I wrote him a check. And next month and a half, at least 25 kids and their parents came to our store looking for me to thank us. And they, each and every one of them said, from now on, we will shop at your store only because you support us. You supported us. And from that point and on, time to time, I just made it a habit where I would give that baseball team $100 every year or whatever, or sometimes I will send them food after a game. There are times in summertime where I just send 2-3 cases of Gatorade. See, these are the things don't cost me as much money, but it brings me a lot of business. But more importantly, it gives me the loyalty of these customers. They don't worry about how much my gas price is. They don't worry about how much I charge for a candy bar. They know this is their store. They know this is where they need to shop because I build that relationship. And it's not all about money. I didn't do it all to just increase my business. I wanted to be part of that community because there are other benefits to that. In case you are having problem in your store, let's say there are a couple of drunk people hanging out. If you build that relationship with your local community customers, they will come protect your store on your behalf, which has happened to me many times. Before we even had to call the police, the community people came in and said, you need to move away from here. This is our store. You can hang around here, whatever and whatnot. And I'm sure if you have been in this business, you have seen that many times because there are some good-hearted people that will automatically do that for you. But when you build this type of relationship, they take a ownership, not literally in your business, but ownership in a way that they need to protect you because it's one of their own. So these are the things that can put a long-lasting impression, positive impression on people's mind about you and your business. Number 5, the last one, give candy to kids. Well, very silly, very simple. But what I have done over the years is I usually buy those 5 cents candy, the sucker, the lollipop type thing. And I would put a big jar under the register. I'm sure you've seen it in some banks where they hand out candy, small candy, to kids. Let's say the kid showed up with their mom or dad and they will offer a candy. And I've gotten that idea from a bank one time, many years ago. What I do is I put a big jar of candy under the register and tell my cashiers that if anybody comes in with a kid or two, hand them one each. So they know that if they go to that store, the kid will get something and we will not charge them for it. And some parents say, oh no, don't give them candy, and we don't. But the ones that do not say anything, we hand them out candy. But you see, the benefit of this is whenever the dad or the mom wants to go to a store next time, kid will vouch for you. Meaning the kid will say, let's go to that corner store because those people are nice. They give me candy. A lot of times the parents will listen to the kid when it comes to picking the store they need to go and pick up or buy their fuel. So you see, it may sound dirty, but it's not. You're really making the kids happy and you're having the kid promote your store to their parents. I don't see any harm in it. But again, you will see some parents that will say, don't give candy to my kids because we don't give them candy all the time, and respect that. Remember that, so don't offer them next time. But the ones that do not oppose to the idea offer their kid a candy or two. And often you will see that those kids are always happy to come to your store. And you know that when kids come to the store, they buy few things and they ask their parents to pay for it. So that is another good way to keep everybody happy while increasing your business. So as I said, these are silly ideas. Well, they may sound silly, but they work wonder. At least they have done wonders for me over the years. But as I said, not every one of these ideas will work for you. But I'm pretty positive that if you try all 5, at least 1 or 2 will work well for you. But does that mean that you need to try all 5 at once? I would say no. Try 1 at a time, or maybe 1 or 2 at one time, and then try another one, and then try another one. Like feed people. You can't just randomly feed people. Well, you can, but that may not have as much effect as it would if you're doing it right before a big holiday such as Christmas, Thanksgiving, or 4th of July type thing. So there are things that you cannot do every day, and there are things that you can do every day. But whatever you do, at least provide good customer service. Make a difference. When you ask them how they're doing, mean it. Show concern. That way, you will gain some loyal customers for years to come. And on that note, always remember, your employees are your first line of defense. So even if you have to pay 50 cents, 75 cents higher than your minimum wage to get somebody decent, nice, with a very good customer service, by all means pay that. Because that's a negligible amount pay who can promote your store by providing good service. And a rude employee, on the other hand, can ruin your business, can run customers away from your store. So you see, just by hiring the right people can increase your business quite a bit. If you get to try any of these ideas, I would love to know how they're working for you. So if you do try, and if you have time, send me an email. Let me know how these ideas are working for you and your store. And you can send me an email by going to my website, or simply type my name, Shabbir, at gasstationbusiness101.com, and shoot me an email that way. You can also post your results on the Facebook group. And you can do so by going, again, type my name, shabbirhossain.net, and it will take you directly to my Facebook group. Don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. And as of now, my new server has kicked in, so the transfer and the migration has taken place. And whoever has signed up so far should be getting an email every 15 days with lots of valuable information. But it will not continue forever. Just, I think it's 5 emails that you will get in every 15 days interval. Make sure to save those emails, and whenever you're trying to buy new business or something, look through those, because there are a lot of checklists and different things for people that are looking to buy a gas station. There are lots of valuable tools in there. So save those emails. And in the meantime, if you haven't signed up, by all means, go to gasstationbusiness101.com/subscribe and subscribe to the newsletter. It will not cost you a penny. I will not try to sell you anything. I may send you something valuable time to time. But for signing up, you get my ebook, the passive income ebook, for free. So anytime you have a chance, go on my website and just sign up and receive that book for free. For all our international listeners, if you are interested in learning about the investment category visas and how to get one of those by investing in a gas station business, do check out my new book, which I say new, it's been out for a few months. The name of the book is USA Investment Visa to Green Card, How to Qualify, Apply, and Obtain EB-5, E2, and L1 visa. It's on sale at most of the online retailers like Amazon, Kobo, iTunes, and various other retailers. You can search that book by typing my name or just typing EB5 Visa or Investment Visa. Or you can go on my website and click the link and it will take you to that book. Lastly, if you think you like my podcast and you think I'm providing some value, I would love to see a review from you on this podcast on iTunes. And the best way you can do this, I know it's a tricky thing. Well, not as much, but the best way you can do this is if you go on my website and look at this episode, which is 56. On the show note at the bottom, there is a link to iTunes. Just click that link and it will take you directly to my page on iTunes and you can review this show. And I really would appreciate that. It would mean a lot to me to see a review of the show. Thank you once again for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care.
This has been the one and only Gas Station Business 101 podcast with your host, Shabbir Hossain. This podcast was brought to you by GSB Academy Publishing Company. Be sure to join us next time as we share with you the secrets about how to start and operate a gas station business successfully and make money.